Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have for you the new holiday launch from Nomad Cosmetics. The palette is called Santa's Village. This is what the palette is looking like. This is the palette in the inside of the box. They have a little peekaboo window so that you can see what it looks like. Then you just take the palette out, and there we have it. And I love the artwork on the front. It looks like it's the Northern Lights. Very, very pretty. And then this is what our color story is looking like. The palette retails for $29. It is still in stock. It's limited edition. I'm going to drop in some close-ups of the palette, some close-ups of the swatches and everything while I read to you the description of the mattes and the shimmers. The shimmers in this palette are a special formula, so that's the reason why I want to read the description to you. Our new limited edition holiday palette is here. Dashing through the snow come these 9 merry colors formulated with extra fine pigments, 4 making spirits bright mattes, and 5 you would even say they glow shimmer toppers. The color story is inspired by the Christmas cheer of Santa's Village in Finnish Lapland, infused with cloudberry seed oil to keep colors as fresh as winter air, cruelty-free and vegan, 100% plastic-free from our house to yours. This is a proud supporter of the Finnish Association for Nature Conservation. If you are new to Nomad, all of their palettes are like themed for different destinations. It can be a country, a state park, just different locations throughout the world. And this one is inspired by Finland, which is where Antti, I think that is how you pronounce his name, is from. He is one of the owners of the Nomad brand. The 5 shimmers in this palette, as described on the website, are toppers. So they're not like fully pigmented mattes. They're actually kind of emollient and very sheer, just kind of shiny and shifty, but not full on pigmented, as seen in the swatches. I had a hard time getting them to actually show up on camera because they are so sheer. They're just meant to just kind of go over a matte. They're not really meant to stand alone. I almost didn't pick up this palette because I have seen some reviews of it already, but I just thought that it was really pretty. I really like the Christmassy Santa themed color story going on with this. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up and add it to my collection. This is the little card that came with the palette. Each palette comes with its own little kind of like postcard, and on the back there's a little letter from the owners, which I just think is just so super cute and such a cute added touch. While I was on the website picking up this palette, I decided to go ahead and grab the other 9-pan palette that I have been wanting to get. This is the Nomad Venice Simplon Express palette. This cover packaging is velvet. This is the outer carton packaging that the palette came in. This one is actually, as far as palette size, bigger than this one. Once again, this is the color story in this palette, as well as the pan sizes, and then this one is the Venice Simplon Express palette. And as you can see, this one is much bigger. They're both $29. This one did not cost more than this one. I just noticed that it seems to be bigger. But yeah, I've seen this one on the website. I've been wanting to pick it up. I had a discount code, so I thought, what the heck, I'll just go ahead and grab this one while I'm getting this one. Let me know if you would like to see me do a video with this palette and feature it, because it is still available on the website. If you would like to see that, just drop a comment down below letting me know, and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. As always, I'm going to prime my eyelids with my Juvia Space Concealer, or, what I've been doing lately. So looking at this color story, I think I'm going to do something a little different than what I would normally do. Like, my eye just wants to gravitate to this green right here. Like, that is immediately what I want to throw on my eyelids. But what I think I'm going to do instead is put on the red. That shade is Santa. And then I'm going to kind of blend maybe into the crease with this charcoaly shade. That shade is called Elf. It's interesting that shade is called Elf and it's more, grayish in tone. I would think that maybe an elf would be more green. That's just, kind of the thinking in my mind. But yeah, I think we're going to put this one on the outer corner and then just kind of focus this on the lid. I haven't done a look using a red shadow in a while, so I thought that would be fun to do today. I'm hoping this is going to be a true red. As you guys know, reds are really hard to formulate. Sometimes they can come off on the eyelid as pink. So I'm really hoping that we actually see red. And so far it is looking red. I'm not going to blend this out too much because I do want to keep that red focus. And I'm afraid if I blend it out too much, then it will turn pink. So we're just going to kind of focus on packing it on the eyelid more so than blending. It is a beautiful red though. It's a gorgeous pigmented red. And I just slightly blend it. It is kind of blending out more pink, which is disappointing. But that often happens when it comes to red, so I'm not like surprised. I'm not like particularly disappointed or anything. Have any of you watched the latest Q&A from Manny MUA? I will admit he did get me a little bit fired up in that video. I thought about talking about it in this one, but I think I'm gonna wait until my Sephora haul gets here and then do like a little get ready with me and talk about how I'm feeling about things in that video. I just want to kind of focus on this palette in this video, but yeah, definitely be looking out for that because yeah, I definitely have some thoughts about the situation. All right, so we've got that color laid down, and yeah, it definitely comes off more pink on the eyelid. I'm not seeing this super bright red vibrant color that I'm seeing in the palette on the eyelid, but once again, like I said, reds sometimes are just hard to formulate, and it's more often they will come off pink on the eyelid than just a super bright red. It's not uncommon. I'm going to take this pointed detail crease brush from Profusion and I'm going to dip into the e.l.f. shade and just kind of focus that here. Because of the fact that it's more gray, I'm not going to like blend it too much because it will kind of get muddy mixed in with the red. I just want to focus it on that outer corner area. So we're going to take it and just tap it and then softly blend it into the crease. Not too much. We don't want these two shades to just get like super muddy or anything. And I am going to take copper shades and basically put it over this shade, kind of stepping out of my comfort zone and doing something that I wouldn't normally do. The look is coming out a little different than what I'd planned because of the fact that this is looking more pink instead of red. But no, I think it's going to come together again. It's one of those, just the process and hope that it comes together in the end. It's funny because it's looking kind of like with the gray going into the red shade that's looking more pink, it's almost like it's looking more purple between the two shades instead of like a red and a charcoaly gray. All right, now I do want this to kind of stand out a little bit. So I'm going to take my base booster from BH Cosmetics, which is basically a glitter glue. I'm going to put that down on my lid and then lay the topper over it. I'm not expecting like a lot of pigment or anything like that, but just kind of hoping we'll get like a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Adherence, I guess, so that it'll actually stick better. I'm going to take it, the glitter glue over the matte, because I'm going to lay down that shimmer over the matte. Usually I lay it in the empty space in the middle and then put a little bit more of the matte on the outside. But since these are toppers, we're doing things a little bit differently than I normally would. So which one? I think I'm going to either go with this one or this one. Let's go ahead and take Sauna. It's like a purple to gray shift. I don't know if you can see that on camera that's catching it. And we're just going to lay that all over the lid. I'm using the same brush with the sticky side and then kind of pressing it into the shimmer and then laying it right on top. Just pressing it on top of the matte. I've noticed that this is really hard panned. Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner, she did mention that the shades just seem to be way more hard pan than the other formulas. I noticed that too in the swatches. I did not mention that in the very beginning. I had to really go in, like really press into the shades to really get the color off to be able to do the swatches. I mean, so you can see now, it's like really kind of hard panned in there. I'm gonna take my finger and just kind of press it. Okay, that's better. Definitely getting a little bit more shine. But yeah, you really have to go in with these shades. With the other palettes and their other shimmer formula, you can just go very lightly over it and you just get so much pigment. But with these, like I said, they are toppers, but they're so hard pan, it's hard to get product, off out of the pan onto your face. We'll go back in with the e.l.f. shade. Just add a little bit more on the outer corner. I'm going to go back in with Santa on the left eye. I feel like it's not quite matching this one. I just want to pack a little bit more in the other corner. I'm going to take the small detail brush from Eloise and we're going to go into Peace, which is that blue. See what I mean? Okay, watch. I'm going over and there's like barely any product picking up on the brush. And that's usually not something that happens with the previous palettes. All right, there we go. I mean, I do have something there. So something did pick up on the brush, but I really had to go in really hard in order to be able to get it. I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to throw on liner, lashes, pick something for my waterline, put something on my lips, and then we'll come back and just talk a little bit more about this palette. This is our final look, and while it is not the look that I was originally going for, I'm not unhappy with the way that it came out. But because of the fact that the Santa shade blended out to a basically straight pink, it's more of kind of like a dramatic springtime look, maybe like an ethereal fairy kind of look rather than like the holiday Christmas Santa themed red look that I was kind of going for originally. Maybe if I had done the gray all over the lid and then taken the Santa and put that in the crease, maybe I would have come closer to the look that I was originally going for. But like I said, I'm not unhappy with the look that I ended up getting from the palette and the shades that I use, but it's not exactly what I was going for. Let me go ahead and tell you guys what my details are real quick before we talk about the palette. For my lashes, I am once again using the Colourpop Falsies in the style Queenie. I got this in my Halloween mystery box, and I am really, really loving these. They're just so pretty. I did my wing with my NYX Epic Ink Liner, and in my waterline, I have one of the Beauty Bay liners. The shade is in Blue Skies. This is more of a kind of periwinkle blue. I thought that I was picking up the purple shade, but I grabbed the pastel blue instead. But I like the way it came out. I'm not unhappy with the accidental decision to use this one. And on my lips, I am using a combination of the red lip pencil from the WandaVision Ulta Beauty Collaboration Collection. Unfortunately, this is no longer available. This is not either. This is from Colourpop. This is from Covergirl. It is a full spectrum matte idle and gains. I'm currently working on emptying this one. All right, now for my thoughts on this palette. The mattes blended out beautifully. I am disappointed that the Santa shade didn't like show up red on the eyelid, but blended out to a straight pink. I'm not unhappy with the idea of these being toppers rather than full-on shimmers. I just wish they weren't so hard pan and you didn't have to put so much work into like getting the product out of the pan to be able to get it to your eyelid. The formula is definitely different than what I've seen in previous palettes. I think it's a pretty theme. I'm really liking, the theme of Santa's Village with the Northern Lights on the cover. But as far as the overall formula, next to the Paradise Islands palette, I'm just going to be real, this is one of my least favorite formulas that they have launched this year. So that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help with my channel. If you are new to my channel and you are not already subscribed, I would love it if you would please consider subscribing, join my little family, and make sure you tap that notification bell so you get notified of any videos coming up in the future. You can also follow me on my other socials. I am on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.